Test. We're doing a test to see if this laptop will work. Obviously I'm sat by the pool, so I'm with my wife, I'm with Yasmin, I'm with Tino, my daughter and her friends are on the sun loungers, and we have 2 more days left. Right, so let me just say hello to you. I'm a little bit tipsy, not much. I've got a lager. Rora, do you nip my lager? She keeps throwing away my lager. Threw away my lager. You're enjoying throwing away my lagers, aren't you? I thought when that runs out, I was going to get that.
Sorry.
She stole my lager. She stole my lager.
I don't think you wanted it.
I was going to drink that. She's already thrown away one of my lagers already. Okay, guys. So let's. Hi, Carolyn. So I was going to play a video. Carolyn, can I just do a test? Hi, just a girl. Hi, Emma. I was going to do a test. So I'm going to play this video. Tell me if you can hear the sound, okay? So Carolyn and Emma, and right, just tell me if you can hear it.
Well, that's the longest introduction I've ever given anybody on this show.
I know, thank
How are you?
For decades, she said nothing. No interviews, no memoir chapters, not even a passing nod in the glittering blur of red carpets and talk shows, while the world wrote their own stories, while tabloids speculated and fans wondered.
So Carolyn, Emma, can you hear the video? Because we're going to review it, some of it, a little bit of it. We're doing a test out here. Okay, so just so you know where we are, this is where we are. There's my daughter with her friends. There's Yasmin. There's Tino. There's my wife. And that's the food area. And here I am. I haven't shut it. Can you still see me? Right, can you see me as well? Emma, can you see me? Caroline, can you see me? Can you see me? Can you see me running? I've still got some of my drink. I'm going to nick some of her drink. Yeah, I'm going to nick Mum's drink. Yes, she stole my drink.
you. It was actually mine.
Right, so, Aurora.
Where is the key?
Aurora, what is the meaning of life?
To be happy.
To be happy. That's a good answer. The meaning of life is to be happy. Tino, why do we live? Why do we live? Why are we alive? Because we live in the world. Tina said because we live in the world. Yasmin, can you? Because they make us live in the world. There we go. Yep, I'm back. Right, let's play. So it's Margret. This is an AI video. We're just reviewing it. I've never watched it. Let's see if it's any good.
And Margret chose silence. A silence that, for over half a century, shielded one of the most private relationships in Hollywood history. But now, at 84 years old, she's finally ready to speak. Not to expose, not to embellish, and certainly not to cash in, but to remember, with grace, with honesty, and with the kind of quiet reverence that makes you lean in and hold your breath, because what she reveals about Elvis Presley isn't what you might expect.
So the wife's going up to the hotel, so I'm going to carry on doing this. Yes.
But anything that's left, can you just check?
Yes, I'll have a good look.
Right.
Okay. Right, let's keep going, guys. Hang on, let me just get your comments so I can see them. This is a test on the laptop to see if it's going to work. So we've got 2 days left, guys.
He wasn't just the king. He wasn't just the hips and the headlines. To her, he was something else entirely. Something far more human. And far more fragile. He made me laugh, she says. He made me feel seen. This isn't the kind of confession you hear from ratings. It's the kind that only comes when a lifetime has passed and the noise of the world has faded. It's the kind that doesn't ask for judgment, only understanding. And so for the first time, Margret lets us in, not to rewrite history, but to show us the pieces of it no one ever saw, the late-night phone calls, the laughter behind locked doors, the flowers with no card. And it begins not with a scandal, but with a silence finally breaking, long before the cameras, before the...
So obviously this is AI, guys. This is artificial intelligence. I don't know if any of it's correct. Let's just listen and see what they say.
The Vegas lights and screaming fans, before her name was stitched into marquees beside Elvis Presley's. She was just a little girl named Margret Olsen, growing up in a tiny village tucked deep within the snowy forests of Sweden. The winters were long, the nights were quiet, and the stars above her home were the only ones she knew. Born in 1941, Margret's earliest memories weren't of stages or spotlights, but of pine trees bending in the wind and the hum of her mother's lullabies. Her family had little, but what they lacked in wealth, they made up for in warmth. It was a simple life, honest, pure. Then at just 5 years old, everything changed. Her mother packed their few belongings and boarded a ship bound for America to reunite with her father, who had found work in Chicago.
So guys, the thing I like about these AI channels is they do their research. So a lot of the things that he's saying about Anne Margret, her life before she came to America, you know, her parents moving to America, they're not far out. They're not far out, guys. Let's press play.
For Anne Margret, it was the start of a journey that would stretch far beyond anything she could imagine. Chicago was loud, busy, unfamiliar, but she adapted quickly. There was something in her, a quiet resilience, a spark beneath the surface. By the time she reached her teens, that spark had become impossible to ignore. She danced like she was born to it, sang with a voice that felt too large for any one room. And when she enrolled at Northwestern University, her professors took notice. She wasn't just talented, she was electric. One stage led to another, one song led to a spotlight, and before long, Hollywood came calling. But here's what most people don't realize. Anne Margret never chased fame. It found her. She only ever chased the feeling, the music, the movement, the magic. And in those early years, as the world began to discover her, she had no idea that her path would soon cross with a man whose voice could shake stadiums, and whose presence would leave a permanent mark on her soul. But that part of the story was still years away. For now, she was just a girl with fire in her feet, hope in her heart, and a name the world had yet to... Hollywood was watching. America was watching. And from the moment Viva Las Vegas began filming in 1963, it was clear this wasn't just another movie. Something else was happening. Something unscripted. Something unscripted. Elvis Presley, already a global phenomenon, walked onto that set with the swagger of a legend and the pressure of a myth. Anne Margret arrived as the new sensation, a flame rising fast with talent that couldn't be ignored. What happened when they met wasn't rehearsed. It wasn't planned. It just sparked. From their first scene together, the chemistry was electric. Not the kind a director can choreograph, not the kind a studio can manufacture. It was raw, playful, magnetic. On screen, they flirted, danced, collided. Off-screen, the lines blurred. They whispered when the cameras cut. There were glances that lasted too long, smiles that held more than words ever could. But what most people didn't see, couldn't see, was what happened when the lights went down and the world stopped watching. That's where the real connection lived. In the silences, in the stolen moments between scenes, in the sheer...
So guys, I know that these AI things are very over the top, but let's just keep going.
Shared weight of fame neither of them fully trusted. Elvis, though adored by millions, was surrounded by walls, his image tightly controlled, his world managed to the inch. Anne Margret, fresh to the chaos, understood that pressure more than anyone. They were in many ways kindred. Both young, both famous, both aching for something real in a world made of make-believe. Someone who didn't want anything from the other except the truth. To the outside.
It's very dramatic.
Side World Viva Las Vegas was a hit, a fun, flashy musical. But what happened off-set would never be captured on film, because some performances are private. Some stories never make it to the credits, and this was one of them. They were never seen holding hands in public. No red carpet appearances, no love letters leaked to the press. Their connection lived in the quiet, in stolen glances, late-night laughter, and the silence between spotlights. Elvis was with Priscilla. That fact never changed. And for Margret, it mattered. She never tried to interfere, never spoke a word against her. Not then. Not now, because what she and Elvis shared wasn't built on betrayal, it was built on understanding. Behind closed doors, their time together was tender. He made her laugh, deep belly laughs that lingered into the night. She brought him calm, a place where he didn't have to perform. They danced together, not for the cameras, but for each other.
Where did they get this storyline? It's like, it's it's very over the top. I always wonder how these AI videos are actually made. I always think, where do they get the storyline? What is it? Do you pay for it? Is it something that you can Google? I just don't get it.
And when the music stopped, they sat in silence that felt more intimate than any stage could offer. But Margret knew the truth. This love, as real as it was, could never have a future. Not with the weight Elvis carried. Not with the image he was bound, enough to let him go with grace. Even as the tabloid circled and the years close, not out of shame, but respect. And that's what makes this love story different, because sometimes the most powerful truths are the ones we choose not to shout. Years passed, roles came and went, and Margret's star continued to rise, awards, accolades, standing
Guys, it'll just be 2 minutes.
ovations. And though their relationship had quietly ended, something remained. Something wordless, something unmistakably his. Every time she opened a new show in Las Vegas, 1975, or even into the 1980s, they were the same. Dozens of fresh flowers carefully arranged in the shape of a guitar. No note, no card, no sender's name. But she didn't need one. She knew. Everyone close to her knew. Only one person had ever given her flowers like that. Only one man used silence as a language. It became a ritual, quiet, consistent, deeply personal. While the crowd cheered, a message more powerful than applause. I remember you. I still care. I'm still watching. The guitar, the symbiote. It was a promise that what they shared hadn't been forgotten. That even though their paths had diverged, the emotion, she never spoke of it publicly. Never displayed them for attention. She would receive the bouquet, smile gently, and place it in her dressing room. A soft, sacred reminder of a bond that existed outside of headlines. And when Elvis passed away in 1977, the flowers stopped just once. The absence.